So I've been in this industry for quite some time now. I've seen every type of buyer out there. And in this video, I'm going to be covering what your watch says about you. So the first range I'm going to cover is the Explorer range. So the Explorer 1 and 2. And our type of client for this particular watch is somebody who likes a more discreet looking watch. It's got the smooth bezel, black dial, and it's got the oyster bracelet. We sell it more to a client who's probably wanting their first Rolex. They're wanting something that nobody really picks up on, you'd never really notice it, and something that definitely is a under the radar watch. Extremely popular, sell for just over RRP, a very subdued, subtle client. The Explorer 2 comes in 2 dial combinations, so we've got the black and the white. The Explorer 2 is sold to a client normally who will buy it as a daily. They want something more under the radar. Somebody wants that bigger watch. Obviously, the Explorer 1, new one's 40mm. They used to be 39, and obviously they've still got the 36. So the 42mm, white or black, definitely a bigger watch, all satin finished, under the radar. Normally sold to somebody who does like that different look watch because it's such a different looking dial, and also a client that probably does a bit of traveling, probably does it because it's got the GMT function, not a lot of you guys know that out there, and probably wants something that is just a really nice daily, something different to a sub, and something that really nobody will pay any attention to, and that's why our clients buy that one. And personally, I really like that. So another watch for you guys out there is the Oyster Perpetual range, the OP. They actually come in 31, 36 and 41. Most of you guys out there go for the 41. Got a couple here. So we've got the green one, the really dark green. So you guys can see it there. Oyster bracelet, smooth bezel. Different dial combinations. This is probably the top dial in the current run for Rolex. Obviously, we had the coral red discontinued, sold recently. A mustard yellow, only ever had one of them in. And also we've got the Tiffany blue, which again, obviously really high premiums. So yeah, this is one for you guys out there. That for my clients that buy this, again, they probably buy it as a daily. This is bought by a daily wearer. Unless this is one, this particular one that you want to add to your collections if you've got the other dial combination ranges. This particular one here, which is the silver one. This one here has got the gold markers, which is quite unusual for a steel watch, a bit more retro looking. But again, the type of client that would buy this is normally somebody slightly older in life, somebody who wants something that is a decent size, not too big, not too heavy, classic looking watch, and something that's not going to cost you a lot of money. So the next range I'm going to talk about is the Datejust range. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching the channel will already have this, own this, or looking to buy this. So the Datejust 31 is normally one that's bought by a gent for a lady. The type of client that will wear that is normally a lady that's normally doing quite well in life. She's actually got her own business, or somebody who literally, you know, wants to look with wearing something nice, really super classy looking watch. The man's Datejust range is slightly different. So we've got the smooth oyster, so the smooth bezel oyster bracelet. That again, similar to the OP buyer or the Explorer buyer. That's bought by a client who wants the more discreet looking watch. They might choose an entry-level dial like a black, like a silver dial, something like that. They might even go for like the Rhodium or the Wimbledon. We get them in. We'll only really buy the really top level dials, the ones we mentioned, Wimbledon, Rhodium or Blue, but more discreet client for that. Client will buy that definitely as a daily, 1,000,000% that's their daily watch. Something different to a sports professional type of client, but something that genuinely is a really nice, super classy looking watch. Then you've got the other combinations. So you've got the smooth bezel Jubilee bracelet. I think we've actually got one in there. Yes, it's here. That one there. So that's smooth bezel Jubilee, mint green dial, one of the top tier dials in that particular combination. Again, somebody that's wanting that more discreet looking watch, but something with the uplift of the Jubilee bracelet, a bit more dressy, a bit more to look at. That's definitely a watch bought by somebody who'll definitely daily this. Probably use it for evening and weekends as well, but definitely a daily client. The type of client that buy that is normally like a professional person, somebody who works in an office or something that does obviously a sort of white collar job as they call it. But that's like the best dial pretty much in that, other than the motif, you can't really get a better dial. And then into the other combination, we actually sold all our fluted Jubilees, but the fluted Jubilee, that's bought by a client who wants that extra look. For me personally, is the best combination, the fluted Jubilee, then it's dial choice, covered in many other videos. Definitely a client that will buy that for an evening or weekend. We don't sell many fluted Jubilee to clients that actually have a job where they would actually wear it daily. It's more of a weekend watch, and sometimes it's a client that actually has it as a secondary watch. They probably have a steel sports professional as their daily, and they will buy a date just as something a bit more dressy, you know, weddings, evenings, weekends, holidays, that type of watch, and a super, super, super classy watch. The next range I want to talk about is the iconic Submariner range. So they're coming the date and no date in the steel models. They are probably one of our best selling models. The client that buys that is definitely a client that wants to wear it as a full-on daily. That is their go-to daily that will function in any situation you ever ask that watch to do. Definitely a really popular one for you guys out there. Most of my collectors will at least have one, whether they use as like a rotation watch or a daily. But the type of client that wears that is a client that obviously is doing quite well in life. He's probably got his own business or quite a high up job. He wants to buy it for something that obviously treat himself for all his hard work and something that he can wear, not offend any of his clients, not offend any of his colleagues, and something that he can wear in any situation. A real go-to watch, one of our personal favorites, especially me personally, the non-date. Then we're into the next one, which is the steel and gold. The steel and gold bluesy, as we all know, which is, we've got one here. 2-dial combination, so they come in the black dial and a blue dial. For me personally, I prefer the blue dial, but the client that wants the black version of this wants the less flashy one, because obviously it's got the black dial and black bezel. This is definitely a great summer watch. So for me, the client that would buy this is somebody, you know, probably more of the younger man to middle-aged man would normally buy this watch. He will definitely buy it as his daily and wear it literally every day of the week. He's somebody that's, you know, doing quite well in life. He's doing well for himself and he wants to treat himself. So if you look at that watch there, when the sun actually hits that, the sunburst blue absolutely pops. So yeah, one of my personal favorites, been around for such a long time, been around for decades, kept evolving it over the years. I remember when I first started in the industry, I was buying the earlier one for like $4,000. These are like now 14, 15 grand. We just sold that yesterday. But yeah, one of my personal favorites. But that's the client who wants that little bit more of like a bit more of a flashier look. Too much for some of you guys, but the client wants that, literally wants that. Then we're into the full gold Submariners. So they come in the Submariner day only, and they come in 2 combinations. So you've got the blue dial, blue bezel, yellow gold. We did have one in, but we actually sold it a couple of weeks ago. And we've got the white gold one, the blueberry. So I'm going to show you this one. A really popular model for us here at LWC. This is one that we've sold 4 of in the last 4 or 5 weeks. We do sell way under RRP. To give you an idea, RRP is 35, 36. We sell these for around 30 to 31k, and they'll sell pretty much the same day or the following day. A stealth, well, the client that buys this particular one is a stealthy client. They want something that is extremely special, does have quite a lot of weight. So for you guys out there, they've not actually had one on the wrist. They actually very heavy watches, and they like it because only people that are in the industry or know watches and the horology of the watches know that this particular watch with the blue bezel and the black dial, they only do this on the white gold model. So they want the watch that nobody really knows what it is. They want the recognition from their peers to give that old, oh, that's a nice watch type recognition, but definitely a stealthy client and one that obviously will actually daily that watch. The other version, the yellow gold one, that's definitely a different type of client. That's what a client who likes to show his wealth more, the exact opposite to this watch. They like to let people know that they're doing well in life, that they've got a good business, they've got a good lifestyle, and they like to wear their wealth. And there's nothing wrong in that in my eyes, because me personally, when I first started in the industry, I would wear full-on yellow gold Yachtmaster 2s, one of my first personal favourites. But definitely a watch, you know, that if you're wanting to wear a full gold watch, the full yellow gold one is definitely one that you will get noticed. So the next range I want to talk about is the GMT Master range. For you guys out there, it's an extremely popular watch. It comes in, the new models obviously come in the Batman, which is the stainless steel with the blue and black bezel, don't have one here to show you, and also the Jubilee, which obviously the Batgirl, which is an extremely popular watch. The more popular one than that is the Pepsi. A lot of you guys really like the Pepsi because obviously a bit more iconic. Obviously the blue and red bezel is definitely your guys a more popular watch. Comes on the Oyster and Jubilee, and if we get Jubilee, we literally sell it the same day. The type of client that wants that is 2 different type of clients. You've got the client that's always wanted it, that absolutely loves that watch and has wanted it for years and has found the opportunity and normally have to go to the grey, to be honest with you, to buy it. And the client that wants to collect it, and the client that wants to collect it will only want the Pepsi Jubilee, in my opinion. They will buy the Oyster, but the Pepsi Jubilee is a very collectible watch, and you guys have always seen it like that. And it's normally a client who has other watches, so definitely other watches, and it won't be your first watch. So anybody buying the Pepsi, it will not be your first purchase. You will have had a Submariner before, possibly. You may have had an OP, you may have had an Explorer, you may have had other watches, you may be adding to your collection. It's definitely not a first watch guy, and something you guys really love. The next range I want to talk to you guys about is the Sea Dweller 43 range. Bit of a renaissance we've seen with these recently. This is the 43mm stainless steel Sea Dweller 43 red anniversary. Bigger Submariner look. So the client that buys this watch, normally, it can be a first watch guy, by the way, as well. We do sell these to clients who want their first watch. They don't want the standard sub. They don't want the plain sort of standard Submariner 41mm. They want something that's a bit bigger, a bit beefier, much thicker case on the side, much wider bracelet, much thicker clasp, so you can see they're much more wrist presence. And we actually sell these to guys. You don't even have to be a big guy to buy this. You can be, you know, an average size guy, and we still sell them to those guys. They want that bigger look. So that's definitely the type of client that buy that. So definitely somebody who's wanting that really, really different look. And also the steel and gold, sold one last week. Again, compared to Submariner Date, a client that wants that look, obviously in the black version, but a bigger version again. And do you know what? Is their Marmite, the Seedwell 43, in steel and yellow gold. I really like them. I've talked about this watch for years. I genuinely think they're going to be a bit of a sleeper because not many people buy it, not many people really like it. The one client that wants it, he will definitely buy it, but that particular watch there is normally bought by a client who wants to wear it as a daily and wants it something different to a normal Submariner Date. So the next watch I want to talk to you guys about is the Yachtmaster range. They come in two different variations, well, three actually, 37, 40 and 42 mil. I've actually got a couple for you guys to see here. So the type of client that buys this is, yeah, someone who's obviously doing well in life. It's an extremely expensive watch. It's 24,250 list. We've been selling these for years. When I first started, we were selling them for like 14, 15,000. They now, as we said, an underlist or just list watch or just over. The type of client that will buy that is definitely somebody that wants as a daily. And also we see them ladies. Ladies sometimes buying these now. We're definitely seeing ladies buying this particular watch. So definitely something that is a really, really stunning looking watch. And there comes another variation, which I'm going to show you here, which is the 42 mil in white gold. And this particular watch is a stealth client. It's a client normally doing well in life. He's 99% always got another watch as well. It's not his first watch and he wants something that bit different. He could wear possibly for work days, definitely weekends and evenings. It's 1,000,000% stealth, much bigger watch, 42 mil. Really, really nice watch. Actually underlist watch for us to buy and sell. We've got this advertised for 24K, give you an idea, the 25.6. But yeah, you won't see that many out there. You could walk past this in the street and you definitely won't really recognize it as a Rolex or anything in particular. But that's the client that buys that. Somebody who wants that stealthy look and nobody really to pay it any attention whatsoever. So the next range I want to talk about is the Rolex Day-Date range, in particular the 40 mil, the one that's really, really prestigious looking particular model for Rolex, one that is like the pinnacle in most people's eyes. It's one that I remember as a child, always desired one, always remember my father's friends wearing one. It's one that I actually thought, in my day, when you were growing up, if you got one of these particular watches, you'd really, really achieve something in life. You'd really made something of yourself. You were normally a director of a company. You were normally doing very well in life. You had a nice house, you had a nice car, you had nice holidays, all these sorts of things. And that what comes with this, it's an absolutely prestigious model. I've actually got one here. This is the white gold one. So this is one that we sell to a stealthy client. This is normally a client that's obviously, you know, doing very well in life. He will definitely have more than one watch. This is probably his 5th, 6th, 7th watch that he actually buys. Wants something that he can wear out on an evening. Again, doesn't want any attention. Doesn't want to go to a restaurant with his family and friends and sit there and have the waiter commenting on his watch. The complete opposite of that. But he knows it's special, and people who are into the watch industry and into watches will know that's a special watch. And that's the type that buys that, the type of client. Normally an older gentleman as well. We do sell the other variations to younger gentlemen, but this particular one definitely goes to that older gentleman. You know, somebody a bit more discerning. The other variations, the rose gold and yellow gold, normally a younger client, especially the rose gold. That's more for like a client that is literally wanting to show his wealth. Obviously we've got all the dial combinations, the baguettes and the chocolates, and we've also got the beautiful olive dial. And the yellow gold, again, a bit brighter, a bit more showy. So yeah, definitely for a client that's done very well in life and likes to show the wealth, but this one is definitely for the stealthy client. The next range I want to talk to you guys about is the Sky Dweller range. Now these come in different variations from the stainless steel. So the stainless steel client who buys that with the white, black, blue and now new mint green one. We've actually sold all our steel Sky Dwellers here. That is a client that wants to wear that for two reasons. One as a daily and one as an evening and weekend watch. So we'd find more the client that buys the Jubilee bracelet definitely buys that more for special occasions. Somebody, again, probably not his first watch, although we have sold them to our first watch clients. They normally have possibly another Sky Dweller on a full gold, which we have seen before, and they also have other watches as well. But it's more a watch that we have sold to bigger gentlemen. It's a bigger watch, it's 42 mil in size. I've actually got a rose gold one to show you here. This is definitely, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have actually sold a steel and gold one to a lady and she absolutely loved it. I literally took all the links out and it looked great on it, to be fair. So yeah, this is normally a client. So the steel one is a bigger man's watch. Then we went to the steel and gold range. So the steel and gold range is normally a client who wants that different look to the Submariner. So let's use this one here. So you got the steel and gold sub there. So a different look to that. So somebody who wants that steel and gold look. 3 dial combinations that we've touched on the videos. The white, the champagne and the black. Definitely for me, you've got to choose the black or the champagne. The black being the best in that one. Slow sellers for us. a lot of watch for the money. I don't know why more clients like you out there don't actually, and you guys buy that particular watch. It's only the size that must put people off, but that watch is bought by somebody, again, probably not the first watch. We've sold 2 or 3 watches, then they'll buy the Sky with that different look, and they actually just wear them for special occasions, that one, which is pretty cool. And then this one here, the full rose chocolate dial, absolutely jaw-dropping watch. I did sell a rhodium dial one to a client the other day, and he's actually going to daily that. I think purely because where the market is price-wise, they're selling for list, or just under, or just over, and that's that type of client. Again, normally a very, very professional person that wants the full gold one, done very well for himself, got other watches, and definitely something that, you know, they do want to be noticed. So I think it's only right that we wrap up the video with the Daytona range, the iconic, the one that all you guys out there dream of, own, and want to own, the Daytonas. Now, the first one I'm going to start with is the iconic Panda Daytona. That tells me, my type of client that buys that, you're an extremely smart person. You know the watch market inside out. You've done very well for yourself in life. You've probably desired it for years. You may have bought it as a dealer when the price has dropped to a point where you thought, but 9% of clients that buy that, it's a special occasion watch or a full-on investment watch. I was buying these at 12.5 grand when they first came out in 2016, 17. They're now brand new ones we're selling for 30 or just over. This is a 2021, 27K. They reached 40, 45K last year. But my client that buys that is a one smart cookie, and he wants something that is literally the iconic Panda. I have a black one here. I'll show you the black one side by side. So you can see the difference of look there, guys. That's more sold to a client who's going to daily it. Very rarely do we sell the black ones to clients who buy for investment. Yes, they are the best investment model ever for Rolex Daytona long term, but they're sold to guys who want to daily it. That's a daily for a client. Again, buying at the right market price, but that's a client who's, again, done very well for himself. There could be a one watch guy as well. They could have traded 1 or 2 watches to get it, and there could also be the client that has literally other watches as well. That's a daily guy. That is definitely a smart collectible guy. Then we're going to move on to the steel and gold. What does that say about you? What does this particular watch? I'll tell you what it says about you. The type of client that will buy this, and this is down to dial combination as well, by the way. So the champagne and black is normally sold to a man that is of substance, somebody who wants something, you know, the finer things in life, doesn't want the steel or doesn't really want to spend that much on the steel, but he wants something that has that precious metal feel, the steel and yellow gold. The black and champagne is definitely that go-to dial for them. They will not probably daily this watch. They may have an OP watch, they may have a Submariner watch, they may have something else that they're daily. Even an Omega. I've seen clients have these and have an Omega watch as their dailies. So yeah, definitely something that our clients want to put on, go for dinner with their friends, have a lovely evening, you know, do what they need to do, throw this on their wrist and think, yeah, that makes me feel special. The white dial, however, that is a different type of watch altogether. That is sold to clients who generally are now a unisex watch. So ladies, and what do ladies do? They daily it. Definitely a difference in dial, and the white has transferred more over, much more to a unisex dial. But again, somebody who's doing well in life, and if a guy's buying that for one of you ladies out there, you're extremely lucky, and obviously he's doing very well. So the next range I want to talk to you guys about is the solid gold Daytona range, and they can come in different forms. They come in a white gold. We don't physically have one here. We sold our last one a few weeks ago, but the white gold is normally sold to a client who is of substance, doing very well in life, under the radar client, wants something that little bit different, doesn't want the Panda Daytona. This one here, they want something completely different. They want the look of a Daytona, but they want something that has that weight, because obviously a white gold watch is very heavy. So they want the weight, and they come in beautiful dials. They do like a ghost dial. They also do a blue dial there. The latest dial is really, really nice watch. That is probably a client who normally has, I would say, a high up job and wants something that is a stealthy under the radar watch and stunning. And I don't know why you guys out there don't buy them, because for me personally, when you see the price upload of between sort of £5,000 to £7,000 on a Panda, it's absolutely crazy the fact that you guys out there just don't have the appetite for that watch. It's only that one discerning client that really, really likes it. Then we're into the other sort of precious metals, the yellow gold, the AK, the John Mayer. That's genuinely bought by 2 types of clients. One that literally has got loads of money and wants to daily or rotate with his other watches and generally doesn't care whether he marks it. And the other client who's a full-on collector investor that wants to play the long game, put it away and absolutely keep it pristine and hope in years to come it reaches the prices that it did last year of like 100 to 120k. Then we've got the rose gold one. I've actually got one here. This is a Sunder style. This is the latest style, which is, I think, a really, really nice style. So what does that say about you? The type of client that would actually wear that is normally a client, I'd probably say definitely the younger end, sort of younger to middle-aged chap. He wants something that is, again, showing his wealth, because obviously you are showing the full bracelet on that, the full gold. It's definitely somebody who's probably definitely got more than one watch. Definitely something that somebody wants to wear on an evening and weekend. I have seen them daily. It's stupid to say, but when I first started, I was buying these with the chocolate Arabic discontinued down for 17.5, 18 grand. I think this is like 43k now, but that's definitely for a client that's got more than one watch. That's what I would say. Then we're into Platinum Daytona. Sold the last one, don't have it here, but the Platinum Daytona, that is a different level guy. That is a guy who has a lot of money. A lot of money, a great, massive house probably, a huge interest in watches. It will not be the first guy. And the Platinum guy normally is either wanted that watch years ago and his business started doing really well and can now just go and buy it on the grey, or normally has a really good relationship with his AD, because the Platinum watch for me is a watch that you normally get offered to be able to purchase once you've bought hundreds of thousands of pounds over the years. So that's definitely a watch that a client will wear on dinner, will wear on weekends and evenings and special occasions. But it's that watch, when you put that on, you know you are a top tier, top level watch guy. So one range that is obviously close to my heart, and I know you guys know, is the Oysterflex Daytona range, and this is an extremely popular range at the minute. I've got loads of different combinations here to show you. So I've got the Ghost, as you can see, our best-selling one by far. Stealth Wealth, the client will generally daily this. We've sold so many of these over the last few weeks. We've got this one in this morning, we've got another two coming in over the next 4 days, and for me, they are probably the best selling one full stop in the Oysterflex range. The client that buys this, definitely not his first watch, definitely wants that stealthy look. He wants to feel something that is extremely special, something that he has worked hard to get, and some ways put himself in a position where he can actually afford this watch and daily it. And honestly, every client I sell this to, they fall absolutely in love with it. Like, it's a watch dealer's favourite as well, is the Oysterflex. But you look at any like sports people, any people that, you know, do something and they earn quite a lot of money, they'll normally have an Oysterflex Daytona on in different combinations because they're that go-to watch. You can wear it, you can enjoy it, you can go on holiday in it, rubber strap, you can swim in it, you know, there's no full bracelet, it won't mark that easy. Apart from the clasp, there's not really anything to mark with having the ceramic bezel compared to the full gold one, which obviously we've got here. Completely different looking watch. You know, RRP to grey market price, there's not that much difference actually, which is incredible to think, but that's just the way it is. But the client that buys that, he's definitely a watchman, he knows his stuff, he wants that stealthy look, and honestly, that is probably one of the best Oysterflex Daytonas you can buy, other than mine obviously. And just quickly, I'll just show you these. Chocolate dial, discontinued, rose gold. That's more bought by a client who is, I would say, probably say a bit younger, to be fair. I would say younger to middle age, somewhere around there. Likes the rose gold look, likes the luster of the chocolate. What a fantastic combination it is, and wants something that little bit more. And I genuinely think the client that buys that, he's had definitely more watches before. He's worn a lot more watches before. It won't be his first watch. It won't be his fifth watch. He'll have lots more watches in his cabinet as well. And it's something that he generally will daily or wear on a weekend. And the final one that I want to touch on is the Paul Newman. We actually saw one recent to a racing driver who wanted for the team colours because his colours were gold, black and red. So this is a client that wants that bit more look like me. You know, obviously not too flashy, still on the rubber strap, but certainly something that has that sort of nod to the red hand, the racing. This definitely, for me, when I look at it, it looks like a racing watch, which obviously the Daytona range is, but for me, it definitely looks like something that has that little bit extra compared to your other Oysterflex Daytonas. And the client that wants this particular one just wants this one and this one only.